It's Christmas Eve and Santa's on his way. He knows if you've been bad or good, and there will be a few MPs receiving a bag of coal down their chimneys this year. Yes, it's been an eventful year full of scandals. But who has been naughty and who has been nice? To go through this, we've brought together Polly Toynbee, Robert Hutton and Naomi Smith. What about Matt Hancock? Because to be fair to Matt, he's had an up and down this year.
He's been a very naughty boy, hasn't he? And just in case his wife or ex-wife is listening to this, I think we have to say naughty. Naughty boy, broke the rules, didn't behave very admirably. Yeah, I'm soz Matt, you're on the naughty step, no presents for you.
On the plus side, good things from Matt Hancock this year. He is Britain's most Googled politician.
I didn't know that.
That's so great. Well done, Matt. Largely because of the worst video nasty ever to come out of SW1.
Certainly had a bad year. It's true. He had a hard time of having to deal with COVID and all the bumpiness of that. But he did it pretty badly because the whole question of the crony contracts, much more important than the fact he had an illicit affair and he shouldn't have been snogging anybody in public or anywhere else. But more serious, I think, and the more lasting damage to his party is going to be the investigation into crony contracts for various COVID items. I'm afraid naughty.
Right, so moving on to Labour, and we'll just go start big, go with Labour leader Kier Starmer.
It is very difficult for the opposition to cope with a crisis of the kind we've seen now, so that you can talk around the edges about how you should do a little bit more, a little bit faster. But basically, you have to support the government. We're going to see them doing that again over the latest regulations because it's the right thing to do. Then someone in his own party say, hang on, opposition is what you're supposed to be doing. But full out opposition for the sake of it is a very bad look when a lot of people are dying, a lot of people are suffering, a lot of businesses are going under. So I think he did all he could do, but he suffered the consequences of seeming invisible, not very important, and his ratings fell.
How would you feel letting one of the leaders look after your house for the weekend? It's like Jeremy Corbyn, you come back and find it was been burned to the ground or something. Basically, only Joe Swinson passed. You knew that if you came back, Joe Swinson would have left, would be tidier than when you left it, and there'd be a bottle of Prosecco and a bunch of flowers, and it'd be like, Boris Johnson, you just have to burn the house, basically. I mean, if he hadn't done it,
Johnson leaves in that house.
Deep cleaning wouldn't do it. You could leave your house. You could leave Kier Starmer in charge of your house. You could leave Kier Starmer. If Kier Starmer, I'll babysit the kids. You go out for the evening, completely. He's nice. He's very nice.
On to Starmer's second in charge, Angela Raine.
I'd say nice, although of course a lot of Conservatives will disagree, considering the choice words she used to describe some of them earlier this year, which was a misstep and she shouldn't have done it, and it was not a helpful or even accurate way to describe them.
Well, she's very good. She is entertainment. She's showbiz. She's a good performer. When she's there as deputy leader up against Dominic Raab, she wallops him all over the place. He looks very uncomfortable. So she's definitely an asset, but she's a bit of an unpredictable, difficult asset, perhaps in some ways like John Prescott was. She's also the working class identifier in the way that John Prescott was too. So she's very important. And I think he's got to be more careful to keep her on board.
The fact that she is deputy leader of the Labour Party, starting out as a teenage single mum, is amazing and brilliant. And she can talk about being a carer because she has been a carer, and she can talk about, being on a low wage and unqualified and being stuck and being the sort of being stuck at home with a a baby as a teenager and all of this stuff because she's been there.
Where are we going with her? Naughty or
I'll
nice?
put her down as naughty. She's
Naughty.
I'll put her down naughty because I got to tell you that's naughty.
Right, so last one. Got to go to the big guy himself, Boris Johnson. What a year he's had. I mean, obviously, gonna have to put in a disclaimer before this, saying this came out on this is interviewed on the 10th.
I mean, yeah, at the time of recording, Boris Johnson was still Prime Minister.
Yes.
1932.
Naughty is not a big enough word. I mean, for naughty, does naughty cover corrupt? Does it cover dishonest? Does it cover lying? I mean, this is beyond naughty. He'd need a naughty step the size of the Eiffel Tower to sit on to it. But he was elected as naughty, so a lot of people think that naughtiness is nice. The question is whether he's now exceeded the license that he had. They thought he was fun, they thought he was clever, they thought he was jolly. And is that now too much? And that's what we don't know. Voters seem to be shifting a bit, but we don't know when it comes to it whether they still love him really.
It is so obvious. He is easily the naughtiest. There might be worse people in his cabinet. I mean, for instance, I would say, the Home Secretary can be worse, but she's only in her position because of Johnson. I don't know if he will resign. I should think he probably won't, but he may well get knifed. And if he doesn't, then my very strong New Year's resolution plea to him is to just stop undermining democracy, please.
What was the name of Matt Hancock's lover? I guess you could call it.
Oh dear me, I don't know. I can visualize it. We can all visualize her. That's imprinted on our mind.
Oh, D'Angelo. I can't remember her
Close.
name.
You are very close. It's Gina Coladangelo.
Gina Coladangelo.
I think you'll get a half point for that. Right, so the two leaders of the Green Party.
Oh no.
So that would be Carla Denyer and
Correct.
Adrian Ramsey.
Correct. Who was the leader of the DUP for 21 days?
Absolutely remember him, and he's now disappeared down the memory hole of history, and including down my memory hole. And yes, of course, I know who he is, and I can see what he looks like. My visual memory is much better than my verbal memory.
You can draw a picture.
God, I cannot remember. Richard, you were saying?
His name is Edwin Boots. It's quite an odd name, actually.
How could you forget a name like Boots?
This is why it's 10 marks, because you get a point for every title that Angela Rayner has. So there are 6.
The Labour Party.
Yeah.
Shadow Secretary of State for the Future of Work.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no. Deputy Prime Minister.
Yep. Leader of the opposition. Yeah.
Deputy leader of the opposition. Yeah.
Duchy of Lancaster, is it? Or Shadow Chancellor of the Duchy? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Is she Shad Kaboff as well?
Yep.
Shadow First Secretary of State.
Yep.
Mother of Dragons.
Not yet. Right, so they've got 2 more. Any guess?
Wait.
Yeah, you got 2 more. So Shadow Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster.
Of course.
Shadow Minister for the Cabinet Office.
Right.
Shadow Secretary for the Future of Work, which I think was the one that you were trying to think of.
Oh, yes.
The Shadow First Secretary of State. And then the 2 that you got, so Deputy Leader of the Opposition and Deputy Leader of the Labour Party. You win.
Am I top of
everyone? Yeah, I have. I've not got a prize for you. I do apologise.
What do I win?
So, from all of us at Politics.co.uk, Merry Christmas, and I hope Santa gets you something nice this year.